integration. So the requirement is, guys, we have a two SFTP servers are there. Example, two SFTP servers are there. Okay, so what we need to do, every 10 minutes, the file from, so you can consider Oracle SFTP and SAP SFTP. So client will send the file to here and will send the file here. And every 10 minutes, this file will be picked up and sent to the SAP SFTP server. So SFTP is one of the file server mechanism, guys. So SFTP is one of the file server mechanism. That means every client have some file system will be there. So I want to access this file from one file to another file system, or I can say one application to another application, one software to another software. So if you want to access the file from one software, so how you can access the file from another software or another application? So to access the files to other system, we need to have a IP address or IP address of the system, IP address or host name. IP address or host name will be there. And port number will be there. IP address or host name, port number, username and password. Understand? IP address or host name, port number, username and password will be there. So this information, if you give, and the client will give the folder name also. Client will give the folder name where the file located. So this information client will tell us. So this information client will tell us. Based on that only, we need to start the development. Understand or not, guys? Requirement. So once again, I'm going to tell guys. So we have a two SFTP servers are there. One is Oracle SFTP and SAP SFTP servers are there. So whatever the files client will send here, so that files we have to send to the SAP SFTP server. So to access this SFTP servers, so we should have IP address, port number, username and password. To access the file server to access the file system for the another application. And one more example, guys. For example, I want to send the file to bank. So my employee data, my auditing data, I want to send to the bank. So bank is maintaining one. They will tell that move that file from here to here, like that they will tell. So those kind of cases only we will use this SFTP servers. So what client will give? Client will give the folder name and this information. And from and to also they will tell you where you will get the file, where you have to place. That information client will tell. Understand or not, guys? The requirement. So this requirement, guys, we have to take the file from one application to another application every 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes, the file will place here and send to here. Okay. So the client responsible is sending the file to this host, means source, and our responsibility is we'll pick up the file here and send here when every 10 minutes. Server to another server. Any question, any confusion, guys, the requirement or anything you want to ask at this moment? So for that, open this. So this is my FTP credentials. Hmm? Now take this one. So what I will do, I will create the two FTP connections here. I will create the two FTP connections here. Just a minute, guys. I will bring these details. Okay. The FTP details you have, right? Can you share in the chat window? I don't have password.
Yes, Vamshi.
Okay. No, this is old one. This is old, man.
Okay.
Vamshi, share the details, Vamshi.
Okay. Thank you, Narendra. So what I will do for testing purpose, and one more thing, guys, this is only for this SFTP server, only for our testing purpose. Like Postman is there, right? So like whenever you get the URL from the OIC, so whether that URL REST endpoint is working or not. So how you test it? You know, right? Uh, Postman and SOAP web service, right? Same way SFTP server is testing purpose we'll use. Okay. So what I will do, I will create the two SFTP connections here. One is Oracle SFTP. Second one is SAP SFTP. Okay. Go to the new site. So to create the connection in the SFTP server, so you need to follow like this. Host name. Username. Site name and Oracle SFTP. So again. So what I will do here, create one more folder. Create one folder here. Give any name, okay? Oracle app. You give any name. This name is Oracle app. So click on Oracle app. You take the file, any file here, okay? So take this file. Any file you can take. So this is one. This is the source. So Oracle SFTP, in the Oracle SFTP, there is a folder called Oracle app. So in that, this is the file. The players lines.csv is the file name. Understand or not? create the SFTP connection. Create the SFTP connection for Oracle. And in that, you can create folder called Oracle app and place the file. That. So these two SFTP connections, why I'm creating is because I don't have another SFTP server. I have only one SFTP server in the real time. So you have a two SFTP servers out there. So for testing purpose, we need to create another SFTP server. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new connection, new session. So this is the Oracle SFTP new site. What I will do, I don't have another SFTP server. That is the reason. Same credentials I'm using, but I will give the different name here. Understand, right? In the real time, we have two SFTP servers. Other here, I don't have two SFTP servers. So that is the reason I'm creating the two connections. You have a software, right? Or you want me to share this one? SFTP. If you don't have, you can ask me, guys. I can share this. Save password. So you can create the another directory, SAP app. That means whatever the files, whatever the file is there in the create another. So whatever the file there in the Oracle SFTP server, this file should move to SAP SFTP. So the file from the first SFTP server, this one should be moved to here. Understand or not? Every 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes. Understand?
Understood.
Okay. So now the steps which I have done here, this is only for our testing purpose. Whether the file is moving to this SFTP server or not from here to here. So this is only for our testing purpose. This SFTP server is only for our testing purpose. But the actual development where we need to do integration instance. Actual development we need to do integration instance. Actual development we need to do integration instance. So what is the first step, guys? First we need to go to the OIC instance. So what I will do here, first step is create the first step is what? How many connections we need to create? I told you, right? We have a integration flow should be adapter, then
integrate.
No, connection, then integration. So already we have a FTP adapter is there. So this FTP adapter already there. So using this FTP adapter, we have to create the connection. So this connection we have to use here. So one thing you have to understand, FTP adapter, there is no There is no trigger. That means what is your understanding in this? That means, tell me, you cannot put starting point starting. That means you cannot put the starting point FTP. That means you cannot put FTP in starting point of the integration. Understand or not? That means you cannot put a FTP adapter in FTP adapter or connection in the starting point of the integration. So if you look at this one, go to the projects. I think that last instance which I have shown, that is expired. So I will create another project.
Vamshi, this OIC also expired in the 4 days kind of thing?
No. It will not expire. It will be there 2 months.
Okay.
It will be there 2 months. I told you, right? You remember starting of the OCI, I think you are not there that time.
I'm not
But
there yet. Yeah.
But that time I explained. So every pass instance, demo instances will be there 2 months.
Yeah, okay. Every quarterly, whenever the patch release kind of thing, like new version.
No. No, this is completely different that patching. So
Okay.
this is demo instance only I'm talking about. I think if you look at that class, you will understand fully.
Okay, sure.
I'm taking OIC SAPT 24. So whatever the integration classes I am covering, whatever the integration classes which I am explaining. So those things I am going to keep in the OIC September 24. We can create. So now you tell me, guys. You tell me what is the next step. Where we need to go to create the connection. And connections. So what adapter I need to search here?
FTP.
FTP adapter I can search. So now what I will do here, I will mention Oracle SFTP, Oracle FTP you can mention. So did you observe here invoke it there? Invoke means you cannot use a starting point of the integration is FTP adapter. So only you can use invoke for the Oracle FTP, this FTP. So this one, post name, last class I have created, right? It is null.
No, Vamshi.
Okay. Post name, number 21. Okay. Save. Create one more. FTP. SFTP. Create. Okay, guys. So we have created the two connection, Oracle SFTP server and SAP SFTP server.
Vamshi,
Guys,
both SAP SFTP also using invoke only?
no?
No.
Yeah. Invoke only.
But in SAP SFT, you need to get the file from the Oracle SFT, right? Oracle server, right?
So that means at least one should be trigger, right? That is what you're talking. Your
Yeah,
question, right?
it might be the get kind of thing, right, for SAP SFTP.
Yeah, that is the reason. So that FTP server or FTP adapter or SFTP adapter, it will be only invoke.
Okay.
So that means that means starting point you cannot use this FTP. That is the reason I mentioned, right?
Yeah, okay.
But you are asking correct genuine question only. But how you can get the file from uh,
Oracle
Oracle SFTP. So for that, I told you, right? You see this logic.
Okay, okay. The
That
scheduling
means
was in the file. Okay.
so that means starting every schedule integration. Okay, let me put it like every schedule integration. Every schedule integration starting point will be schedule. So every schedule integration starting point will be schedule. Then starting point or trigger point, both are same. Understand or not? Every schedule integration starting point or trigger point will be schedule. Every schedule integration starting point or trigger point will be schedule. Okay. So we have created the connections. Then we have created the two connections in the OIC. So created two connections in. Okay. The connection. So what type of style we need to take here? Schedule. There is integration. Style as schedule. Here the integration style as schedule. Click on add. Great. That means FTP integration, you cannot take the application, right? Correct or not?
Yes.
Yes.
So only thing is schedule, only we can do that. But there is a one more adapter in there, guys. There is one more adapter that is called file adapter. So there is one more adapter that is called file adapter. This we can take as trigger and invoke. What we can take. So there is one more adapter that is called file adapter. So this we can take as a trigger and invoke. But FTP adapter, that is the limitation. Remember this point. So click on schedule. So what will file integration. Okay, anything you can do. File integration. Something you can do. File integration September 20. Click on create. So if you look at this one, did you observe? Starting point will be schedule here. Starting point schedule. All the schedule integration starting point will be schedule. And in the schedule integration, okay, in the schedule integration, so business identifiers also we need to give the schedule time or schedule parameters. So schedule parameters option I will tell you after after another examples. So for now, schedule integration starting point will be schedule only. You cannot give the schedule for the further steps. Always schedule integration, schedule will be trigger point. So once schedule will run, then only these actions will execute, right? That is the reason schedule integration always starting point of the integration. Understand or not?
Okay.
Okay. So now, so what is the now? Tell me, guys. So now, what is the third step?
Configuration.
Where we need to get the file.
We need to use the file from Oracle directory.
Correct. Where we need to get the file first. Where we need to get the file. So the file we will get from the Oracle FTP. The file we will get from Oracle FTP. The file will get from the Oracle FTP. So now you tell me here what we need to do. Click on plus. So use the Oracle SFTP server. The Oracle SFTP server. Click on plus here. Mention Oracle FTP. Okay. So what you will do from the Oracle FTP, you need to read the file, right? So we have to read the file from. We have to read the file from here. We have to read the file from here. Once again, I will realize. So we have to read the file from here. To read the file from here, what you will do? Read file from. Read the file from Oracle. Read the file from Oracle. So read file from Oracle. Click on continue. Read a file. So there are multiple operations as the read a file, write a file, list files, move a file, delete a file, download file. Like that we have a multiple options are there. So all I will cover, guys. All I will cover. First I am going with the read a file. If following or not, guys, anything you want to show once again, or it is clear?
Vamshi, that invoke, will you please show me once, Vamshi? Invoke after the schedule. How we get invoke, Vamshi?
So what you will do, I will tell you that. Answer this one. So what you will do, I will remove, just to showcase, I am removing.
Okay, Vamshi.
First, after you create the integration, it will come like this. Just click on plus here, that's it.
Okay.
So the list of connections, whatever you have created earlier step, that will show here.
Okay.
So now where you will get the file, Oracle FTP, right? So click on Oracle FTP. So where you want to move the file from Oracle FTP to SAP STP. So here it will come that one, SAP SFTP. So first we are reading the file from the Oracle FTP, right? So that is the reason I am taking this connection.
Okay.
Just click on plus. It will show the list of connections. So now what you want to do, you want to read the file. Read the file from Oracle. You missed the navigation, you can ask me, guys. Why? Because so this is the starting of the integration classes, right? You have a little tricky to remember the connections. You can ask me like that, okay? So read the file from the Oracle and continue. So we have multiple options are there. Guys, if you observe carefully, when you remember when we discussed about the REST integration, starting the REST integration. So we got the options, right? Get all, post, patch, like that. Get all, post, patch, like that. You remember, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So when I'm taking FTP, the options are changed. Why? Anyone can tell the answer? Because the REST integration have a REST related options. FTP related options will come. You remember starting of the class only I said, right? adapter contains some information. Every adapter have a different features will be there. Every adapter have a different features are there. For REST features will be there. Get all, post, patch, like that. For FTP, these options will be there. For ERP cloud adapter, ESS job, some options will be there. For HCM related options will be there. Got it or not? So that means every adapter contains some information. That adapter have a list of options will be there. Those options will be different for different adapter. So the options for the adapters may or may not be there in the other adapter. 90% may not be there in the other. Only 10% maybe some adapters will have a match. Example, file adapter and FTP adapter. Almost same features are there, but FTP we don't have a trigger, but file adapter we have a trigger in there. So where you are getting the file, where you want to read the file. So you want to read the file from here. Yeah. You understand, right? So what is the file name you want to read? This is the file name. So read a file. So this is the input directory and file name. Click on continue. So you want to maintain the structure of the file or not? So you remember when we define the output of the REST endpoint, we have defined the structure, right? But here I'm not going to define the structure. So just I'm taking the file. That file I'm dumping into another SFTP server. So I don't want to maintain the structure. Structure means if you maintain the structure, the columns from the columns from the file should match into next in another server. The columns should match. But here I don't want to match any columns, anything. Just file can be picked up from the one SFTP and sent to another SFTP. Just put the no here. In the coming examples, so the structure also, how to maintain the structure from one SFTP to another SFTP, that also I will cover. Click on continue. Click on finish. You're following or not, guys? Click on continue. Click on finish. So I told you, right? So automatically what will happen? So this invoke option came and one mapper also will be created. So one mapper also will created. So for example, here you mentioned the details, right? Like so where the input file and where the file name, everything you mentioned, right? So if you want to override these options, so you can use the mapper. File name and directory name you can override here. Or maybe the file name and directory name, it is coming from the lookup. Or maybe the file name and the directory name coming from the schedule parameters. So the schedule parameters option I will tell you in another integrations. So currently for testing purpose, I have added file name and directory name in the directly. So in the real time, the file name and directory name will come from the lookup or schedule parameters. So that concept also we will cover in the next step. So currently just for testing purpose, I have hard coded file name and input directory name and file name. If you want to override this one, what you will do? You can hard code here. Go here. Select this file name, create target node and mention here. That is also possible. You know, right, how to create the target node and add the mapping information. You remember we discussed in the REST integration. If you want to override the file name and directory name, you can hard code by using create target node. Or you are getting
target node once you click on target node.
Create target node, this will come here.
Okay.
You just mention the file name here. What is the file name? And directory name you can mention here. That means whatever the mentioned details while you configure the invoke while you configure the Oracle FTP invoking, right? You mention the file name and directory name, right? So those information we can override by using this one.
Okay.
But this will be take the priority compared to that.
Here we will give the structure and file name and file path, right?
Only file name we can give here. File path you can give directory here.
Okay. Okay. Got it. CFF.
That also I will cover in the next further example. So don't worry. Huh? Understand, right? Now, so you are reading the file. You are reading the file, right? So after you read the file here, okay, after you read the file, you will get the response. After you read the file, you will get the response. After you read the file, you will get the response. So that response contains contains exact file. Usually we have to call as file reference. Usually we have to call as file reference. The response contains exact file. Where the exact file will be there? The file reference. Where the exact file will be there? In the file reference. Okay. So now, so what you will do? You take another invoke. Now, whatever the response you got right here, that response, where you have to send? Where you have to send?
SAP SFTP.
SAP app. Here. For that, what you will do? Click on SAP SFTP. Otherwise, you can do write file. Click on continue. Right. So what you will mention here? This one. Copy this. Like this. So what file name pattern you are expecting there? Same file name pattern I am expecting. Like this. So this I will cover, guys, for append to existing file. In the further examples, I will cover append to existing file. I will explain further classes. And this PGP and this we can do for if you want to maintain this file as encryption and decryption, like secure file you want to do, then we need to upload this PGP keys and this one. Currently, we are not doing that one. We can just, that is the reason I mentioned no PGP. We can continue. So I am writing the file. To this directory. So what is the file name? This is the file name. Continue. I don't want to maintain any structure. Just pick the file from here and send here. Continue. Finish. So now, guys, here you are reading the file. Here you are writing the file. But where is the link between this to this? So we are telling here, writing the file. This file we want to read. This file we want to send to in the SAP app. But exact file we have not mentioned right anywhere. Did you observe here? Here we are reading. Here we are writing. Did we mention anywhere this read file, whatever you are reading, that file we have to send here like that? We have not mentioned anywhere, right? Did you observe or not?
Yes.
Yes, one sir.
Now, for that, what you will do, click on mapper. When you read the file, you will get the response. Here, read file response. The response contain what? What I told you here. After
Yes.
you read the file, you will get the response. That response, what we have to call as file reference. So that means if you look at this one, you will see the file reference. You will see the file reference. That means exactly the file will be here. Exactly the file will be there. The file will be here. After you read the file from the first action, the response of the file will be here. Now, where you want to send that file? Tell me. Write file, na? Hello.
Yes, okay.
So what will happen exactly here? We are copying the file from read file response and pasting here, guys. Simply in general terminology, I'm telling you. General terminology, I'm telling you whatever the file you are getting from the response, that file copy, paste here. That's it. Where you are pasting that information? Again, you remember in the directory name, file name I have mentioned, right? In the write file activity. Mentioned or not?
Yes, sir.
That means, so you are copying the file from read file and pasting here. Which directory, which file name pattern you want to copy, that I mentioned in the here. Mentioned or not?
Mentioned, right?
So for example, you don't want to mention here. You don't want to this is called hard code. Hard code means directly we are mentioning. In the future, it may change, right? The directories. That time we can mention the mapper. Here we cannot mention direct. Here we cannot mention dynamic. Dynamic where you will mention the mapper. So in the mapper you can hard code also. How to hard code the mapper? What you will do? Here properties, directory name, create target node. You mention the path of the directory where you want to place the file. Or you can create one lookup, and that lookup also we can map here. That also we will cover in the coming examples. Understand or not, Narendra?
Yes, Vamshi.
Validate. At this moment, any questions? Tell me.
The tracking also need to set it right.
Yeah, that is definitely.
Okay. Yeah. The
Okay,
tracking
100% we
you need to schedule the integrations, right? I think that was not.
need to schedule the integration. So for one twist is there here. Twist is for schedule integration. For schedule integration only we can track only schedule time.
Okay.
We cannot add integration values here. But other option also there. So we can pass the schedule parameter. That parameters we can map here. That we will discuss coming classes. For now, we can do like this. Save. Understand or not? So guys, if you see the mapper, what is the difference between this mapper and this mapper? Anyone can tell answer? This is dot is there, no? But there is no dot here. So what is the difference between these two? Anyone can tell?
The second mapper will get the file from that Oracle SFTP and map it to that SAP.
That is okay.
Yeah.
That is okay. That logic, you understand. I also know that. But why it is dot here? Why not dot here?
Input out.
Mapping done, I think.
Anyone can tell?
Mapping done, I think. After mapping.
So this is mapping done here. Here there is no mapping done.
No mapping, yeah.
Simple guys. Any case, if there is no mapping done, it will show dot symbol. If the mapping done, it will not show the dot. Remember this point. The scheduling options we'll discuss tomorrow. I think SQL will be there, right? So guys, tomorrow onwards we'll start 8 o'clock, guys, because he's starting SQL 9 o'clock, right? That is the reason 8 o'clock we'll take around 8:05 in between. I will start. Thank you, guys.